Hello, and welcome back to our lessons on Microsoft Excel. In this lesson, we want to talk about page layouts and print setups. So let's go to our home row and click on to our page layout tab. Under your page layout tab, you have what you call your page setup. And this is our discussion today, setting up pages. One of the options that you have in your page setup is you set your margins. If you click on margins, margins will give you a drop-down menu for where you can see the different margins that you can set up. Each set of margins comes in 6 different sets. You have the top, the bottom, the left, the right, and the header and the footer. Now, if you adjust the header or the footer, if you don't adjust your header and your footer margin, and then you type too large in there, it's a high probability that some of that will print in your document, and that's not what we want. So you want to keep our margins to where we stay within our margins when we're putting in data. You have your normal view, you have your wide margins, you have your narrow margins, and then you have your custom margins. And your custom margins just that you can select and change your margins to where you want them to be instead of the standard ones that are in the template. If you go down to your custom margins, then you click on your tab here, you see where you have different, where you can adjust your margins one at a time to whatever it is that you prefer in your document. You can adjust also your header footer. So you can put in here your header footer, what you want in your header and your footer. Then you can also designate what you want in your sheet, the area that you want to print in, the rows, and the information that you can see here. I want to focus mainly back on the margins. You go back to your margins tab. This is, I think, is a good feature too, where you can center on the page. Let's say if you look in this example right here, you can see where the cells are kind of like sent up to the left and to the left and up. The majority of your margins, when you set by default, your document and your spreadsheet is going to go to the left, far left, and to the top. If you need your margin centered, you can center it horizontally or you can center it vertically. Then that way, let's see, that's horizontally and that's vertically. Now you can see how it's centered here. And so these are your options in reference to that one. Let's click cancel. Next one you have is your page orientation. Now under your page orientation, you can do what's called portrait or landscape. Portrait is basically just your page straight up and down. Landscape is your page sideways. Oftentimes in Excel, we do landscape is preferred because you have a lot of data, and sometimes it all doesn't fit on one page if you do a portrait. But that option will be yours also. Next, we have the size of the paper. You have the letter size. The first one, by default, is just your common page. And then you have legal, and then you have your A5 and A4. These are just different dimensions, of different measurements for the page that you want to set up. You also have here envelopes and 4x6, 3x5s, to where you can do different. You scroll down, you see you can do different size pages. More common, like I said, the more common are your letter and your legal papers. Under your print area, now here under your print area, if you click under your print area, what this does is allow you to print what it is that you prefer on your sheet. You can select, cancel please. You can select the area so that when you do print, just if you want to just print, let's say like from rows 1 through 22, you select those rows and just print on those rows, and that will be your print area. Now next we have what's called the page breaks. If you click down on page breaks, you'll see where you can insert and remove page breaks. But first I want to show you something. If you look over here between E and G, you see a dash line. And then you also see a 1. You also see one at between rows 49 and 50. These right here are your page breaks that are done by default into your to your spreadsheet. You go down to your page break preview and click page break preview, you'll see all your page breaks. These are done by default. If you want to adjust, let's go back to a normal view. So if you want to adjust a page break, what you do is you click your page break, you put insert a page break. When you want to insert your page break, you put it the way you want it. Let's say we want to do row 40. So you click the row where you want to do your page break, you insert your page break, and you click insert page break. And then in insert page break, Now, if you notice above the row, if you look here real close, you can see a solid line. This solid line is the page break that you just inserted. So now you click your page break. So now your page breaks here at the end of row 40. If you want to remove your page break, you select the row that you want to remove, click your page break, and then you click remove page break. And now your page break is removed. If you want to insert backgrounds, what background does is allow you to insert pictures into your spreadsheet, and you can do this as when you do it some of your other Microsoft programs. You select from a file or Bing or OneDrive. Let's do a Bing search real quick. A Bing search. Let's say we like churches. You want to do church. And just real quick, we do want to insert. And here you can see the church in the background of your document. It is not really recommended for Microsoft Excel. And then you can also delete the background. So that's what we've done. We just deleted it. So now it's gone. Print titles. We get into print titles. We spoke about print titles in one of the other lessons. So we don't need to delve into print titles right now. And then your drop down arrow. Basically, your drop down arrow gives you the same thing you did when you did your margins. It gives you the special options in which you can do in which to fit your pages, your margins. You can do your margins, your header, footer, and your sheet. Like I said, we discussed this already. So this is what I have for page setup and print layout. Hope this is beneficial to you. And we ask that you continue to stay with us as we continue moving forward into Microsoft Excel. Take care and God bless you.